I hear people say this all the time. I feel stuck. But that's not always the case. More often than not, when they're trying to make a decision, they simply don't have enough information. When people think they're stuck, they usually try one of these three things. They wait to see if things will fix themselves. They keep thinking with what they already know, or they keep asking different people what they should do. But none of those things solve the real problem if the information they're using is incomplete. For instance, if you're considering buying a new house, well, what information do they actually have to make that statement to you anyway? Do they know your financial situation? Have they seen the inspection record? Do they know what repairs are needed, or the property taxes, or what the insurance is going to cost, if the neighborhood's even safe? Because if they don't have the information yet, they could make you feel stuck. But this is simply just trying to make a decision too early. And too many people do this in every area of life. They spin in circles because they keep trying to answer the wrong question. Instead of asking, what information am I missing? They keep asking, what should I do? These are completely different questions, and confidence isn't just something you manufacture. It's something that comes after understanding. There's another problem I see. Sometimes people actually have information, it's just the wrong information. There's a difference. Missing information means there's facts that you haven't gathered yet. Wrong information means you've accepted something that isn't actually true. Both create two different kinds of bad decisions. For example, someone wants to start a business. They've heard, just follow your passion. Sounds good, but is that really complete? I don't think so. You also need to know, is there actually a need for what you're trying to do? Who's going to pay for it? How much will it cost to start? How long before it becomes profitable? How much time will it require? And will it affect your family? Can you financially survive while you build it? Those aren't negative questions, they're just responsible ones. Successful leaders don't ignore how their decisions align with their life. They gather all the information necessary to answer. Sometimes they're missing information, and sometimes that information isn't external. Sometimes it's something internal. They might know everything about the opportunity, but not enough about themselves. Do you actually have the time or the capacity? Is this consistent with your priorities? Does it fit the season of life that you're in? Will saying yes require saying no to something more important? Those questions really matter just as much as the facts themselves. When I work with people, I usually don't start by giving them answers. I start listening to them and asking questions they may not have considered. The right question often reveals the blind spot, the uncertainty. Questions like, why do you think that's the problem? What evidence do you have? Who told you that? How do you know what's true? What information would make this decision easier? What's the biggest unknown right now? If you knew the answer, would this decision become clearer? Okay, those questions expose gaps. And once you can see the gaps, you know what to go find. A detective doesn't walk into a crime scene and immediately announce who done it. They gather evidence, they interview witnesses, they verify facts, they eliminate possibilities. Only then do they reach a conclusion. Most people don't process important decisions this way. They reach a conclusion first, then they spend their time trying to justify it. That's backwards. This is especially important for executives, business owners, and entrepreneurs, or any leaders, because people are often waiting for your decision. That creates pressure for you. But pressure will tempt you to confuse speed for clarity. And sometimes slowing down long enough to gather one more piece of information saves months or years. And you don't want to spend that time cleaning up a bad decision. So here's something worth remembering. Clarity usually comes before confidence. And most people think, once I feel confident, then I'll know what to do. I don't think that's how it works. As you gather better information, the picture actually becomes clearer. And as the picture becomes clearer, your confidence naturally grows. Not because you convince yourself you feel confident, but because you understand the situation better. So if you feel stuck today, don't immediately assume you have a decision problem. Ask yourself a question. Is there information I'm missing? And if you already have plenty of information, ask the other question. How much of it have I actually verified? Because sometimes the breakthrough isn't making a decision, it's finding the one piece of information that makes the decision obvious. And that's why I say you're probably not stuck. You could be just missing some information.